Hello, Ikra Shafkat. Great to meet you. I'm Getgeek and I'll be your interviewer today for the project manager position. Let's start with a quick intro. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good and excited for the interview ahead.
Glad to hear. Let's begin with the first question. What initially sparked your interest in pursuing a career in project management, Ikra, and how has that motivation evolved over time?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So basically, I started as an AI engineer, and then because I'm working in Tesseract, and there I was started working as an AI intern, then AI engineer, and then uh, I shifted my role towards project management. So there was a connectivity from both the sides, from my side and from the management team as well, that they see the potential in me and suggested me to opt for this role. And then I tried that role, and it worked really well for me, and here I am.
That's a fascinating journey, Ikra. It's great to see how your background in AI has influenced your approach to project management. Now let's move to your aspirations. As you look to the future as a project manager, what are some of the long term career aspirations that excite and motivate you to continue growing and developing in this field?
Okay, so basically, the project management field is interesting due to the fact that there are challenges in it to face every day, and need to find out a solution to those challenges we are facing. So it's an overall interesting field. You have to see, you have to learn many different things in a single day, from people, from teams, from projects and clients everywhere. So it's a great learning field for both personal and professional life.
Absolutely. The dynamic nature of project management keeps things exciting. Now, let's dive into your personal side. Hukra, outside of work, what activities or hobbies do you enjoy that bring you a sense of fulfillment and make you unique? And how do you think these pursuits influence your approach to project management?
Okay, the hobby that directly relates with the workspace is basically related to book reading, which we normally practice uh, within the team as well, and have book reading sessions. So that really helps in getting to know people well, getting to know uh, the work environment well, and taking decisions when necessary based on those readings that we had done so far. Other than that, I had hobbies in the area about going out, chilling with friends, and yeah, things like that. But that doesn't directly create any impact on the work itself, but maybe refresh my mind to work better.
That's a great way to foster team bonding and personal growth. Reading can definitely provide valuable insights for decision making. Now, let's move to the next question. How do you handle tight deadlines?
Okay, about tight deadlines, I believe that if we had planned the project from start very well, and things are in line to achieve that tight deadline, there isn't a scenario or a case came up where the deadlines wouldn't be possible to achieve or seems very tight, uh, if the planning has been done quite right from the start of the project.
That's a solid approach, Ikra. Proper planning can indeed make a world of difference. Now let's talk about teamwork. Can you tell me about a conflict you resolved within a team? What was your tactic?
Okay, so I do not recall any conflict directly right now, but the approach I normally use is to hear everyone in the team which is involved in the conflict, understand their perspectives, and try not to be biased while taking a decision. And I normally try to apply either communicating or collaborating approach in order to resolve any team conflict.
That sounds like a fair and balanced approach to conflict resolution, Ikra. Listening to all perspectives is key. Now let's dive deeper into project manager specifics. Thank you for your thorough answers. Describe the key steps involved in creating a project schedule.
Okay, so the key steps involved are to understand each activity that is part of the project, estimate the duration of each of the activities separately, then see the dependencies between them, and then lastly, sequence the activities in a way that it can be achieved within the deadline, considering all the dependencies.
Great explanation. Can you elaborate on how you estimate the duration of each activity?
Okay, so if we have done that task before, so it's very easy to estimate the duration based on any past experience. If that is something new, so I try to dig into it and research over that and get some ideas from research point of view, and then estimate that work, or maybe connect with any of the team member or other managers who have experienced building that feature or attempting that specific task, and get the ideas from them.
That sounds thorough. What if you can't find past data or team input for a new task?
So normally it is a sort of a guess that we can attempt this thing in like 2 days because we have done something similar before. If it is something completely new, right now people use help from LLMs because they have so much data if we don't have any past data. So I opt for any LLM to have a conversation over that thing and get some insights from their knowledge base.
That's a smart approach. Let's move to the next question. What factors should be considered when allocating resources to a project?
Okay. So the factors involved, we have to see the availability of the resource. We have to see that the skill set of that person aligns with that task, the deadline of that task, and then the budget allocation specifically.
Can you explain how you assess the skill set alignment with tasks?
Okay, again, being in the field of project management, there's a lot of things that depends on the past data. So if I am working with someone, I have done work on with them on any projects before that, so I'll get to know very better that what that person can perform, or what will be out of the skill set of that specific person, and if there will be no past interactions, so we have initially have some testing projects or
What
trial
if you don't
projects.
have past interactions with a team member? How would you assess their skills then?
Okay, if I haven't worked with that specific person, so anyone in the organization must have worked with that person. So I used their insights for taking a decision, or if not, that person has been working on a very first project, so there must be testing projects that have been done by them, and that can be assessed in order to get to know the skill set of that specific person, that how much he is able to do.
Thank you for sharing that. Let's move to the next question. Explain how you would prioritize tasks in a project with tight deadlines.
Okay, so the task prioritizations during a tight deadline always been done based on the urgency and importance of the task, who can perform that task within that estimated or yeah tight deadline.
Can you give an example of how you determine urgency and importance for tasks?
Like there are different algorithms based on that you can easily identify that either that task belongs to which factor. Like there are I cannot recall the name of that specific algorithm right now, but there's an algorithm which has four different coordinates, and each of them belongs to different uh, components. Like one is belong to the importance, one is belong to the urgency, and the decision has been made based on different factors. Like if some feature is have been received from client end, so it must be very important to be done. And if we have a demo with the client tomorrow, so now that task is important as well as urgent.
Are you referring to the Eisenhower matrix for prioritization?
Exactly, exactly. Thank you for highlighting the name.
All right. How do you apply the Eisenhower matrix in your daily project management tasks?
Okay, so in the daily project management task, I basically apply it in a way that if I have any meeting schedule, and this is the time of that meeting, because in a daily routine of a project manager, there are multiple projects going on. So I have list down all the tasks related to each of the project, and again use that algorithm in order to place different tasks and different coordinates to apply that algorithm into my daily life.
Thanks for now, Ikra Shafkat. We'll take a short 1 minute break. Please feel free to grab a refreshment or simply take a moment to relax before we continue. Hello, it's great to see you. Hopefully, you have been refreshed after the break. Now, are you ready to start the interview?
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. I'm excited to move towards the questions. Let's get started.
All right.
Describe the key steps involved in conducting a risk assessment.
Okay. So the key steps involved in assessing risk assessment is firstly identify the risk, analyze the risk, and then do possible solutions or possible risk controls in place.
Can you elaborate on how you analyze the risks after identifying them?
Okay, so if we are seeing any risk, and we have identified it, like there is a sort of a risk I was recently facing in one of my project, which is that which is related to the timeline. If that has not been shared from the client end, that is specific requirement hasn't been fulfilled from client end till the end of Friday, we won't be able to give him the next delivery on date. So that was a risk, and after analyzing it with the deadlines, I come up with a solution that was clear communicating it with the client, so that he'll be able to perform that action on a respected date, and we won't be risking our deadline.
That's a great example. Now, what are the essential components of an effective contingency plan?
Okay, so ob- the steps involve basically clear objectives and goals. Communication strategies could play a role here, and then yeah, I guess these two things could be a better contingency plan.
Could you provide more details on the communication strategies you mentioned?
Okay, so communication strategies, again, if you have identified something and you know that won't work well, or you see some again risk as a future risk in the future, so you have to do proper planning over it, and proper planning on how you have to communicate it and what are the factors involved in it, and what either it need to be discussed within the team, so have a communication with the team, either it needs to be discussed with the client, so have a meeting with them with a proper plan what needs to be discussed in that meeting. So everything or every step I just mentioned needs communication.
That sounds thorough. Now, provide an example of a problem solving approach you would use in a risk management scenario.
Okay, so I normally try to discuss every identified risk within the team, get everyone's input from the team, and possible solutions that they think can help in mitigating that risk, and whatever we see as a best solution, with everyone votes towards that solution, we opt for that normally.
How do you ensure everyone's input is valued during those discussions?
Uh, I think not always everyone's input is a driven input, but to involve everyone and to let know everyone in the team that this is the risk which is coming up and you have to think about it. So what helps in that approach is that if in future they see anything or any risk coming up, or if they have identified any risk, they know that these things can be observed, can be discussed within the team, so it can be a better uh, practice for future projects.
Ikra, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. Your insights and experiences are truly valued. We will be reviewing all candidate interviews over the next week, and you can expect to hear back from us within that time frame. Once again, thank you for your interest in this position and for sharing your qualifications with us. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I wish you all the best. Have a great day.